Hi guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of City Skylines. This is the town of City of Prospect Valley and we are expanding a little bit in our inner city area over here. In the last episode we built some trams. Those trams are running in the city and to the university over here. We were trying to get more people at university to meet that demand and to try and get everything else to start growing. I had a comment or two in the last video suggesting that we had more trams in there than we actually wanted. So let me quickly have a look and we'll just double check that. So if we go and have a look at our tram lines, so these are, this one has 14 vehicles on it. So let's quickly open that one up. It has way more vehicles than I ever expected it to have. So let's remove those. So thank you so much for that comment. I'm going to go ahead and remove all those vehicles. Okay, we're going to select vehicle types. So we're going to keep using that one. I'm going to add 1, 2, 3, 4 only. That's the only vehicles we're going to add. So hopefully it will stick to that. Okay. Okay. So let's see how that goes. Hopefully we'll get a few that actually gets moved on, and we'll see how that goes. I've also tweaked our parking lot area over here. There's still a little bit of funny business happening. Ooh, look at all of these guys blocking things up here. I do like these assets though. So what I've done is I've using Anarchy, put a little bit of a road section in there, and it's not 40. I did change it, and I also used the spawn point to create the spawn point in there. So for the most part, I believe vehicles do actually go in and out that way, but we'll have to keep an eye. So now we'll have to also make our way to, let's get out of this. Actually, how do I get out of that? There we go, out of that. Now, what I also want to have a look at, I want to expand a little bit. We've got a fair bit of demand for residential and commercial. I also want to keep an eye on how many people we've got using the hydro. Okay, there we go. Using this institute over here. So we have capacity here for 950 students. We're currently at 261, so it's not doing great. Is there anything we can do with regards to policies to make things a little bit more attractive over here? Can we provide free lunches? Visiting scholars, maybe? The campus hires various lecturers and scholars to teach on the campus, affects all the faculties within the campus area, increases faculty bonus by 25. Not sure we're using that in universal education. Regardless of campus reputation, students don't pay any tuition fees. Increases the campus attractiveness by 20%. Increases student happiness, no income from campus tuition. What is our current income from campus tuition? Oh, it's fairly expensive as it is already. So let's leave that be and see how it works. Now, what can we do over here? Can we spend some money towards academic work creation? So let's go with IT and engineering. Yeah, that's the one that we want. And we'll go ahead and give a bit of a research grant funding IT and engineering. We don't have any sports facilities really just yet. Oh, we actually do have one, but we'll keep an eye on that. Free lunch is all we're going to do at this point in time and see what we can do. Hopefully our tram is going to start running in more people over here. I also don't want anybody to be parking on these boulevards. That's something that I'm not a big fan of. So we'll do our best to improve the parking situation in general. So we'll switch that off and that off. We'll provide parking lots if we need to. There we go. So there we go. We've switched that off. Let's make sure to switch it off through the city over here. Where required, we'll use parking lots and not do it in this manner. All switched off over there. All switched off over there. Oh. Need to switch it off on these ones and on those ones. And let's see how far that goes. Definitely switching it off over here. No parking through this area. Definitely no parking through there. Oh my, all of these things actually allow for parking. Let's just make sure we switch all of that. There was actually a vehicle parked right there. Let's switch off all of these parking facilities. There we go. And we'll leave it at that for the time being. What's going on with our industrial components over here? I did see a bit of a queue for vehicles, but it's not a big deal. That's been all sorted out. I'm leaving room here for a pretty big intersection in the future when the demand actually arrives. In the last episode, it did kind of look like this area was getting a little bit sticky. There's a lot of parked cars here, of course, and we are seeing a little bit of demand over here. So at some point, we definitely want to do something about that. Now, in this area, I will quickly add a few additional buildings. And we do, in fact, need to adjust. So now we can adjust zoning depth, which I'm absolutely awesome about. So let's, we'll definitely disable that. We'll prioritize older roads. But what I want to do is assign, I want to remove these ones. If I go ahead and remove that, yes, and I go ahead and remove that, and we switch on over here, that's what I'm after. Can we can't go more than 4 though. That would have been awesome. What am I gonna do? Can I remove this? Let's say if we remove these and we switch them back on, yeah, we can't get it any better than that. So potentially I'll switch that off and we'll switch it on over here. And we can also switch that on. And I think that's going to be okay. So let's do that for the time being. That's the first little section. I also think we can go ahead and switch on a little bit of stuff on this road. Because this road will, I think, be zoned up against the railway line over here so that we can see about that. Oh, the other thing is if we, in fact, wanted to drop the railway line underground at some point, this would be good, but I think what we should do is put it in a trench. I think that's about the best thing we can do as a starting point here. Okay, but let's leave that be, and we'll quickly throw in a few substantial commercial buildings over here, and also up against the railway line over here. I'm not going to zone this area, and to be honest, what I can do is I can probably go ahead and remove that, so that we don't ever zone on there. And then I should be able to zone these little sections. So if I then do that there, actually, let's pause the game for a second. What I'm keen on doing is just trimming that back. So 4 wide is about fine. Similarly, what we'll do is we'll trim it in a little bit over there. Just actually, let's remove those. So there's a little bit of room, extra room over here. That might be gone a little bit too far. This is looking a little bit funny, isn't it? Let's see if we can't zone, unzone this a little bit. Yeah, there we go. There we go. That's much better. That's much better. These are looking pretty good too. I've recently added them, I think. So let's see about adding a little bit. Let's get rid of all of this. Get rid of all of that. That's a little bit of a mess. We'll zone a couple of. Why have I lost that? What's going on over there? Maybe what I need to do is just unzone that section. There we go. Unzoning that and unzoning this will result in that saving there. Unzoning those will result in getting that working. I think that's going to be fine. Let's zone those as well. Do spend a little bit of time getting the zoning right, because if you don't do that, you end up with funny buildings and weirdness going on all over the show. This is okay on this side. Over here, things are a little funny. So I might again spend a little bit of time using the zoning adjuster tool right over here. So basically what it happens is using zoning adjuster, we can disable zoning, force zoning, prioritize older roads so we don't overwrite the zoning sections and have no priority. We can do a setback off of the main road, and now we can also adjust the zoning depth. We can also assign one side or the other side. So let's right-clicking gets rid of it. I think if you hold Alt, what it does is it does one side or the other side. But anyway, that's it's a little too difficult to showcase that over here. We might have a look at an open section and see what that kind of looks like over there. So I'll put that section in here. I'll put a little bit of commercial in here also, and we'll see. We'll just leave it at that. That's fine. Now, the next section that we're going to zone is we're still after a fair bit of residential. But I want to make sure that our inner city area actually remains an inner city area. mixed between residential, commercial, and offices for the most part. What's going on with these zones? I think I've probably unzoned certain sections here. Let's quickly fix this, because this is going to give us some of the meet some of the demand that we were after. All right, why did I do that? So that we can get a little path in here. Presumably, let's trim that back. Let's trim that back over there. Let's get another little, maybe not up against the hospital over here. Now, in this area, I'd rather do residential, though, than get commercial pieces in there. What we could do, however, is we could provide a little bit of small commercial pockets, but I'd rather do it on the other side, to be honest. If I do the small one, something like this over here, and something like that over there, that gives us a little bit of commercial to go on. And over here, I think that's about right, isn't it? What I can do is no, I don't think that'll work. I'll expand it and see if that does anything. I think that's okay. This parking lot is all jam-packed over here. Okay, good. Now let's get the next little section over here. So we've got kind of commercial running out over here a little bit. I do want to maintain a fair bit of commercial down this stretch over here. And I think what I should do is I should probably expand on this little pedestrianized walkway. I do like the idea of the pedestrianized walkway through the inner city. It feels quite natural to me. So what I'd like to do is potentially do it running a little bit of cross through there and then up towards here so that we've got a bit of a pedestrianized section. Yeah, I don't mind that. I don't mind that. So let's get the road sections that I'm after is, there we go. It's this one. It's the pedestrianized one. And this is a one-way piece though. So I need to bear that in mind. Now I'm going to maintain zoning on it for the time being. Now the question is, I don't think I am gonna zone on that road. So what we'll do is we'll start it off like this. Then we will we'll get the direct crossing somewhere over here. But I believe we'll just use as a pedestrian crossing, to be completely honest with you. Let's do... I would rather do it almost something like that. At just about this kind of angle. Rather do a little something like that, and then we'll run it out to this side also. And we will cross it up there. Probably end up bringing it back. Yeah, I'm going to do that. And then what we'll do is we'll use move it and just give it a little bit of a curve. Ooh, if I can though. What I'd rather also do is I'll just use one of these tools, this one, and we'll remove some of these nodes. So if I remove that node and I remove that node, that's interesting piece that it's turned into. And what I'll do is I will give it a bit of a bend like that. I think that's going to be about good. Ah, there we go. Stuff is returning. Now let's quickly turn it around. Switch off, move it, and what I'd rather do is, oh, hang on. Okay, move it, switched off. And now what's happening? Do I need to? Oh, can I? Yes. Okay. There we go. Now let's try that again. There we go. Actually, this way around, so we have the same direction of travel all the way. I will flip these around like so, and we'll see how we end up using that. I'm going to switch off zone. Actually, I do want it to be zoned. Why is that not zoned? Okay, let's see if we can sort out our zoning. Oh, is that because I've removed the okay, well let's put that back then. Let's use this tool and see about creating some proper points there. So a point there and a point here. And I think that should now sort out my zoning. So let's have a look. Yes, that sorted out the zoning. I like it. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue this journey of low density commercial on this stretch because we can only really support very limited vehicle access through here. I'd rather we make sure that it is lower density through this section. Similarly, we're going to do the very same thing over here. And then we'll provide some other bits and pieces along here. Along the main boulevard up here. So let's prioritize older zonings and we'll switch on some zoning down this stretch. And I'm going to make sure to maintain the higher density stuff in here. There we go. There we go. Now, I don't know if we've got water here. Probably don't. So let's make sure to extend some of these guys. Okay. And we'll extend some of those. Excellent. That's pretty good. Am I snapping not on? Or why is this kind of struggling? Up to, so there, that should be pretty good. So now we've got all of that zoned. Now, some residential components could be good. So if we do residential on this side now, we could do a little bit of park work in between there because we certainly need a fair bit of residential growth now. So let's update our zoning. I said prioritize the older roads. I have no idea why you've decided to trim that back the way you have. Let's do this. See, I would like you to prioritize the older roads. I don't know. Something is weird on this one. Something is weird on this one. Well, let's leave it like that then. And we'll use that as the access point. So we'll get these connected over here. Yeah, I think that's going to be good. We'll do a bit of work there. And we could also put in a little bit of road. Yeah, we'll probably need a few other roads in here. So let's grab our stock standard two-way road, which I believe the one that we're using is just this one. If we go and connect it to that, that's pretty good. Now the question that I had is, should we try and connect it to the other side or not really? Look, I don't want a ton of weirdness to be happening over here. So if we actually, maybe what we should do is just run it about over there. Tie it in on that side. And there we go. That should do the trick. So what I'll do is I'll get rid of that little piece. So now we've just got a little bit extra to deal with over here. Similarly, maybe we can just do a little cul-de-sac on this side. And then do the rest as a bit of a park arrangement. Or actually a nice little open park area over there is not going to be bad. Okay, now let's get some residential in here. The whole stretch. That whole stretch over there. All the way, actually all the way up there. And all the way down that side. There we go. A fair bit of additional residential can pop in over here. We can have a few trees and things to the back there. We can also then, of course, do the rest of this area. So now that's there's a school or something over here. There has to be a school, right? Ooh, academic here. How many people? Project ChirpX, a space program to discover what is beyond the stars. Ooh, research grant funded academic work. There was a toga party. Over 9,000 bed sheets were appropriately were appropriated by students for this year's toga party. What did we do? Our students is still extremely low, which is not ideal, of course, not ideal. Do we have schools? We've got schools over here. We'll have to keep an eye on what's happening with our schools through City Vitals. I do like our higher density components over here quite a lot. That is looking pretty good to me. Now that I like. Let's see about getting similar higher density residential to the back over here. Yes, very good. Up to about that road there. Yeah, that's not bad. This looks awesome. Look at that. That's really well done in terms of spacing. Now let's see about providing a little bit of room there, and then we'll do a bit of a stretch out up to about there for now. We'll see about maybe running a little bit of a path in between. We'll tie that up on the other side. That looks pretty good there. If we run a little path, maybe down to this, that would work quite well. So let's get ourselves a little bit of a path in here. Something fairly nice and appropriate. Yes, I'll tie it in like so. And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to bring it around the corner over here. Yeah, so something like that. So these are connected. We could probably do something fairly similar over here as well. So let's see about starting it over there, tying it in there, and then I'll just use move it to connect it up. There we go. So now at least we can get people to walk from the one side to the other side. I like that as an access point for our park. Oh man, that is going to be awesome. I definitely want to do a bit of an access point. If I can get the snapping to just work exactly right, that would be awesome. Come on, get it in that one little spot. There we go. Spot achieved. I'm going to run it up to about there. That's good. We want to do the opposite as well. Now that looks pretty awesome. Now, what I'm going to do is just going to connect those up there. That's good. And we'll see about running something down here. And just the straight lines like that, I think is awesome. What I'd also do is tie in through there. Oh, that looks pretty cool. There's a little feature in there. Now, what I could also do in this area is provide us with more parking. I think that is actually not a bad idea. So what I'll do is, and we'll tie in some parking road accesses over here. So this will be the park. This will be a little bit more parking. So let's build a little bit more parking right over here. Our demands are being managed a little bit better now. Okay, so let's get our parking access road, right? That's actually, I don't want you to overwrite that one. Let's start the other way around. Let's start with the size of the parking that we would like to achieve in here. And then the question is also, do we could potentially link the parking from the one side to the other side. So if we do this, right? Actually, that's about right. That's the parking that we're going to achieve. So what we'll do is we'll still do a fair bit of other stuff around it. And to be honest, what I'm thinking is maybe we should extend that up to about there. That's good. So we can provide some access to a few spots. Now, what I'm going to do is for this parking lot, I'm going to provide the access point off of there, straight into here. Right, so that's the one piece that I'm going to do. The other piece that I'm going to do is, you know what? Maybe this. to about this spot right there. Come on. Snap it. And then I would like to tie you in that way. Oh, beautiful. I like that. I think that's going to be pretty cool. And now we'll put some parkings in there. That's going to be a awesome a massive surface parking area. Now, what am I after? I am after the biggest one we can get, which is 8x2. And, oh man, that is just about right. Okay, let's zoom in and quickly have a look. I think that's fine. Parking there, parking there, parking there. Wow, look at that. This one will run straight through though. Not sure that's the plan. Ooh, we need to unlock it. Press Ctrl X to unlock it. Yes, then we'll start a new stretch. So let's get the smaller one because that one is too big. It's not quite working out for us. But now I've got people driving through here, which is not ideal either. Let's get these in place. Now, this doesn't actually work the way I want it to work. I don't want to lock it further. These are... Yeah, not ideal. I'll have to probably start doing... I do like... Oh, the snapping makes it so much easier. So we've done that. What we could do is we could put a couple of EVs... Oh, it's just the... That's not going to work. Well... No. It's just the one. So something like that is okay. Now we're going to do the big ones again. The snapping, Control X to release it. And we'll start a fresh copy over here. We'll just do those and those ones. And then we'll get the slightly smaller varieties. Is that the one we're after? Yeah, I'm happy with that one. So there's some room to maneuver on the other side. Now, could we provide additional parking like that and still allow for some driveway? Yeah, I think so. I think this is about right. And let's just do a little bit of additional. And here we could slot in a couple of EVs. Ah, I like that. That's good. Now let's go with this one again. Control exit, and we'll provide our access point over here. It'll look like there's a bit of a drive aisle over there, and we'll provide our EV access points or our EV parking spots right over there. Now, what we could also do is we could provide a little bit of these disability parking spots at the access point directly over here, and that's not the one. I can Control Z it. Ooh, no, I can't Control Z it, but I can. How did it say you can get rid of the of it? Oh, have I got rid of it? Control Z it again. Ah, there we go. So Control Z-ing it does in fact get rid of it. But what we'll do is let's grab it there. We'll get one. Just get a couple of. Nah, it's not. It's going to look too weird to do that. Let's do that. There we go. So now we've got EVs, parking, all of those kind of things. It's a nice, big, large service parking lot. Let's quickly provide our little connecting pathways in here. And what I'm after is in that spot, come on, just that one. Yes, there we go. Up to about there. I like it. And what we'll do is we'll go nuts and tie it in over there. I'm going to move it and just bring it in line with this so that it doesn't have those open spaces there. What I'll do is I'll kind of twist this a little bit. Probably not. Let's do that. And what we'll do is we might twist the road a little bit. just a little off center like so. Right. Oh, it's zoned. I don't necessarily want that to be zoned. Now let's do this side up to about that spot there. We'll run it at the top over there and all the way over there. Now for these again, what we'll do is I will run that back to that spot right there. Now for this, I will again see, can we shift and collect a few of them? We can. And bring that right up against it. Similarly, now how do I undo it? Oh, no. Oh, crap. I'll just move it. I didn't want to undo it. I just want to unselect it. No. Move it. Move it on. And that one there, can we then move that a little closer? Ooh. And shift and select that and move this all a little closer. Yeah, that's okay. I like it. Now, get out. How do I? There was a button, right? Well, we've got people moving around a fair bit. Oh, okay. Now it's this one. Aha. Now, yes. So you right click to remove that selection. I see. And we'll select all of these and we'll move it nice and tight. There we go. Right clicking it, removes it. There we go. Now that's awesome. That is awesome. People can quite comfortably move in there. And what I'll also do is I'll add a little section of road. Right down the middle. Over here. There we go. Nice. Now we can zone this, no problem. Let's do that. Let's get a little bit of zoning going on in here. And what you can see is we've got some weird stuff going on yet again. Where's my zoning? Where's my zoning tools? What? Hang on. Is it because it's because I've got the wrong tool selected? So just go to some standard normal road. There we go. Now let's get rid of that, and that is now can be zoned yet again. So let's tie that in, get that all zoned up. Similarly, I want to get rid of that section. Come on. There we go. Now that looks so much better. Let me quickly zone that in there also. So we'll zone up to about there, see how that goes. We'll zone this one there. Perfecto. There we go. And that is probably the episode, guys. I like that. We've got lots of demand popping back up again, which I like. We will find some more room for residential components. I'm kind of wondering whether we tie, you know what? Before we end it, I'm going to get rid of this, get rid of that. And I am going to tie this thing in there. I'm going to pull that back. We're going to find this piece right there. I'm going to start running it up here a little bit. Oh, that's beautiful. That works really well. And we will see. Oh, yeah, that's better. That is better. And we'll do that. Now, how about that, guys? That gives us a big parking lot on the end of this. It also ties it off a little bit. I do think that I would like to get rid of these now. Now, I can't remember how we actually get rid of these parking assets. Oh, fairly simple. Fairly simple and straightforward. Let's quickly do some new parking assets in there. Something that's a little smaller. This is where I'm gonna... Ooh. Oh, we've lost... How do we... Control X? Alt X? No? That's definitely not what I'm after. Let's see. Somehow, now I've lost it. There we go. That's the one. Let's just put them up here. That should be fairly useful. And I believe that's okay. It's just something's funny over there. We'll see. But it's okay. That shouldn't be too much of a problem. Now, what I'm after is if I... You know what? I'm going to put some nodes in here. So if I do just this other tool. So if I go over in here. What is that? Grabber experimental? I didn't know I had that. Let's add an extra little node over there. And an extra little node over there. Get out of that tool, grab the move it tool, and just tie that. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. I love it. I love it. And get the move it tool, just tie that in there. Now that's tied off really nicely. People can quite comfortably get to these locations. We've got some access over here. The delivery vehicle is going to drive down there, dropping some stuff off. That is awesome. So that is our very nice little pedestrianized city center strip, right? Which we started in the previous episode, but it's starting to look really nice. I can probably put a little bit of an asset in here instead. Some form of an asset we can kind of place in there. And is there something we should? I don't know. I can't think of anything just now, but we can use that for some form of asset. And the rest we can just kind of do a little bit of a park arrangement, some trees and things like that. Some park assets might not be bad. So like, let's actually do that. Let's grab a city park asset. This is a city park, right? And I believe like a cafe, but a park restroom. Yes, look at that. So we can slot a little restroom in there. And that looks really nice. And I've got a little restroom for people who's just joined this area. Oh, I love it. Loving it, loving it. Let's close that one off. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, please hit that like button. The idea of what we're doing at the moment is we're filling in density at a pretty substantial pace. Well, not that substantial, but we're trying to fill in a lot more density so we can generate way more traffic. And then the plan is once we've got the traffic all set up, then we'll have some traffic congestion areas to deal with, like over here. I'm pretty keen to see some of these get really busy. That one is getting pretty busy, and I'll probably need to expand this area at some point. And that would be quite useful in the not too distant future, so that we can do some big traffic works. Yes, so if you've enjoyed it, how's the suburbs going? Suburbs looking pretty good. We could expand the suburbs a fair bit, but I do want a nice high density section in the middle over here, which I think is kind of what we're getting up to at the moment. Yeah, look at these. Awesome. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.